Has the president, as of now, Sunday morning, ordered any companies to make more of any of these critical supplies?
No.
Companies are coming forth on their own, and I think that's an extraordinary spirit of the American spirit of not needing to be coaxed. They're stepping forward.
There was announcements yesterday, and there will be more tomorrow, regarding the manufacture of an enormous number of ventilators that are being done in coordination with the private sector. Folks like General Motors and others converting their plants to now, putting ventilators into production rather than automobiles.
In terms of ventilators, we're going to need more. There is a supply. Many people have them, but there's a gap, and we're going to need more. But the most immediate thing we need is personal protective equipment, the masks, the gowns, the goggles.
There is kind of no real stream in sight from the federal government on where these materials are coming from. Companies are donating what they can. That is great. It is not enough.
If the president doesn't act, people will die who could have lived otherwise.
And we cannot wait until people start really dying in large numbers to start production, especially of more complicated equipment like ventilators and hospital beds. We need to start this production right now.
I know there's manufacturing lines coming up and running. And again, these are finite, limited resources. Will we ever have enough? I'm not sure.
We need more test kits. It is hard to really make an educated decision and to know what you're really confronting without data, and that all is reliant on test kits.
The fact that the president has not really invoked the Defense Production Act for the purpose of emergency manufacture is going to cost lives.
If we don't protect our healthcare workers, the system will completely collapse. That's what's necessary. And that's why, in fact, we need to see the Defense Production Act in an aggressive manner. It's great that people are stepping up, but we need to be more aggressive in getting those supplies to the front lines.
The FEMA administrator, I asked him about that. He said it's not needed because so many American companies are stepping up to the plate and volunteering to do the right thing. Your response?
It is absolutely needed.
No indication of any factory on 24/7 shifts. We've gotten no shipments, and the U.S. military is at its bases instead of at the front lines.
General Motors is volunteering to make ventilators, but does the president need to pull the trigger on the Defense Production Act and say, industry, get out there and make this equipment because we're running behind. This is only going to get worse before it gets better, and we need you to step up to the plate now?
Well, I know the task force is very focused on supply chains. Quite frankly, I'm full-time focused right now on the economic side of this. We have other people working on the supply chains, but I have every confidence that the president has these powers. He's working with private industry, and we're expediting this as quickly as possible.